on this day, on this beautiful February day, I woke up and it was snowing. It was snowing, not too heavily, heavy enough to warrant cleaning off the car. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the roads would be like, but I was determined. I was so determined, super determined, in fact, to drive at least 2.5 hours to the MassMoCA. I have always wanted to visit the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art. And it is only fair to allow ourselves to do things that our spirits are yearning for us to do. So I did it. I cleaned off my car, packed plenty of fruit for a snack, made sure to have a full bottle of water so I could stay hydrated. Mentally prepped myself for the 2.5 hour drive, and off I was on my way to the MassMoCA. Hello, 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 and welcome to Things to Write Home About. Today, the thing to write home about is art museums. I love art, and naturally, I love art museums. One of the reasons why I absolutely love living here in this country, the US of A, is because there are art museums galore. And today I am going to visit the biggest contemporary art museum in Massachusetts and in the United States of America. And that is the MassMoCA. I will take you on a trip to check out the MassMoCA and see how that goes. Yay! Art! Art museums! Around the year 2016, I came across a quote that said, "We simply must do so that our spirits may grow. It is the only way." My intention was to go by myself. 30 minutes away from the museum, I called up a friend of mine to say hello and maybe plan to meet up later for dinner. She asked me to pick her up though, and I did, so we ended up going together. This is my really good friend and Dharma's sister, Allison. Nice. We made it. It's cool that you live on the way
Yes.
and that we can come together.
Yeah. Very cool. I'm like, yeah, pick me up on the way. Well,
I love
15 minutes from you.
I love the
I do
spontaneity.
too. I absolutely do.
That's my thing.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You can have a chance. It is not every day that dreams come better. To all mankind their request, those cries for help still ringing in our ear, that is the question.
The most exciting thing about visiting an art museum is that you never know what to expect. It is like a box of chocolates. I enjoyed this exhibition because it was whimsical. I loved the color, I loved the playfulness, and I loved the attention to detail.
No, I know. It's fine. It's actually more interesting than watching looking at paintings on my own. I did go to see the.
So these are the magic carpets.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Are these? Is that?
Interesting. This is cool though. This is a very cool structure. I found this sculpture to be really cool. And of course, as a welder, I will naturally gravitate towards the welds to check them out. Every time I see a welded sculpture, I look at the welds.
Oh, of course you do. Like I was noticing already that this was not exactly. It just depends on the angle you're looking at. I want to show you something I found walking in the woods behind this.
It's really cool to experience art with other people because you get to bounce ideas off of each other, which I really enjoyed with Allison. In this next clip, I witness life reflecting art. Does art reflect life, or does life reflect art? That's the beauty of art.
That's interesting.
It inspires us to ask questions.
I know.
Do you see the words
There. Oh.
on the blackboard?
Oh.
I have come to the realization that, to me, books are one of humanity's greatest inventions. Just so cool. My favorite way to peruse through books is to open to random pages and see what shows up. At any point in this vlog, feel free to pause and look at what is there to see. The land of milk and honey. We have some milk here and honey. What a stark metaphor. You can have all the milk and honey in the land, only you have to buy it. This was such a cool piece of art. I found it really sweet and fitting for a YouTube video that's going up on the internet. If you would like to pause and read it, please feel free. This section of art installations, like magic, was my favorite because I love to learn about spirituality and mysticism. I loved listening to the conversation between Allison and Diane, our lovely museum guide who explained like magic to us.
No, exactly.
Yeah, like
So,
miracles and that sort of idea of, love overcoming and
I'm sure that's part of it.
Yeah.
When you read the blurb out there, because they're working with the curator who had an idea, and her idea or realization was that people come up with, all over the world and throughout time, come up with systems and technology to explain the world,
Yes.
to soothe them,
Yes.
to keep out danger,
Yes.
survival mechanisms. I mean, it's really varied.
Yeah.
And so, so I guess she's working with each artist to say, well, what does this mean to you?
Yeah.
So Zen is a way, you know, more organized religions we think of.
Right.
Tackle the big questions. Who am I? Who made me? Why am I here?
They don't tackle the question.
Yeah, well,
Zen does it. Zen goes, don't know. I don't know.
well, that's the answer. But this is how you live in reality.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So that's a system.
Yeah. Yes.
And a technology might be, you know, for Zen. I mean, I'm not a practicer of Zen, but it could be concepts, a system of teachers, because I know there's different traditions in Zen,
Yeah.
whether it's Japanese or Indian,
Yeah.
from the Indian subcontinent, or American,
Or Chinese.
Chinese, American 20th century. So they have different different systems of learning, spreading the news, engaging in the practice. So there you have systems and technologies.
When you say technologies, this is a word I look up every once in a while because
Yeah.
it's used.
They mean tools.
Tools, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, tools. So that's what I was thinking of. When you
Yeah.
said that, I was thinking the cushions and the
Tools,
benches
yeah.
and the
That's right.
bells and
Yeah.
the things used to
Right.
practice.
And every artist is very different. Some are overtly religious. Well, they use, Nate Young again at the end, he uses reliquaries, which is very specifically Roman Catholic, for the veneration of saints' bones or a piece of the true cross,
Mhm.
you know, a piece of wood.
Mhm.
So they're reliquaries, so he uses that.
Yeah.
In a way that's in an installation that is not specifically religious,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But that's
By the way, Allison is a reverend, so it's always interesting to dialogue about spirituality with her.
So female art, so it was women who were weavers, right? And that's why you often see witches at a spinning wheel, or see the distaff being pricked by a distaff, and a witch will prick you, and then you're put to sleep, or you're enchanted.
Right.
Or your men, it's usually men are incapacitated by a wily woman who's going to steal their power. Yeah, right? That's exactly what that is. And those are bells, those are cow bells or goat.
Those would be beautiful listening to those ones
Yeah.
on the street.
So this was inspired by the sanctuary in Chimayo, which exists. It's a pilgrimage site north of Santa Fe. It's a private Catholic chapel from the 19th century. Healing dirt. People come from all over, I think 300,000 people a year, to put dirt on this special dirt. Many are helped. And these are, they're sculptures, but they're stylized versions, I think, of canes and crutches and staffs. Because, you know,
that get thrown off when
because
they
you've
get
been
healed.
healed.
Yeah.
So, and that's
So this
very
is always
typical.
left
You'll
behind.
see that at
Yeah,
Lourdes and
interesting.
Fatima, that they'll leave their crutches and walk away.
That's right.
Whoa.
Making yourself one and whole using a natural substance, that would be the technology. So there's a whole system in technology.
Wow.
And her concept of it. So it's all
It's really interesting.
are you near or far?
I'm in Pittsfield. She's in Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
But she just hopped in her car and drove up. She called me. I didn't know she goes, I'm going to go over to MoCA. I go, well, pick me up on the way. she did. Here we are.
Are you
I
going back today too?
Yes.
To Providence?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are the roads?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah.
It stopped snowing
I feel
pretty
like
early. Anyway.
you explaining this to us is exactly why I came here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
Otherwise,
So thank
I-
you.
You're
know,
welcome.
I read and it goes in one ear out the other.
Well, you know, contemporary art
And then there's
is
that.
not always obvious.
No, it isn't.
Because the artist has an idea, wants to convey it in the way they want to convey
But,
it.
you know, you got the information. You know, I looked at the one downstairs and then I read it and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, well, Raymond Chacon has a Pulitzer Prize. His
Oh, yeah?
work is actually going to be, a part of it is going to be performed at the Church of the Ascension in Greenwich Village in March. No,
So is this all his work?
this.
The lights too?
No, no.
Oh,
Raymond
this is his.
Chacon is a composer.
Oh.
So what he's done here, these are notations
Okay.
in the way that he wants to notate the music he's composed.
Yeah.
Because Western notation it controls and excludes. Not a bad thing, but it leaves out, for instance, indigenous.
I play with the Pittsburgh Community Journal.
Oh, you do?
I read music, so I'm looking at that.
Oh,
now.
well, here you see kind of what he's
So what he's doing, so that's really cool.
Yeah, and he wrote a mass called Voiceless Mass, and it has he's Native American, and so it's the voices of the voiceless Indigenous Americans, and it's being performed parts of it at the Ascension Church with their magnificent organ. You can Google, you can YouTube his performances.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Mother in Iran was shipping to her child in Los Angeles.
And they were open during.
They were opened by U.S. Customs, Homeland Security. So here this is some of oppression because, of course, the artists didn't give permission to have their mother's packages opened. You know, so it's a way of taking back control. Because some people don't want to be observed. So their method of I don't know, like magic, is to conceal themselves, you know, or to take back what was stolen from them and produce something of their own. But here, I guess the art that also is just beautiful in its own right and useful.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Light. This is a huge place. You can easily drive in.
We've been thinking a lot of things too. We're getting there somewhere.
If you read the stuff,
Yeah.
wow,
It's cool.
very cool.
I love the contrast between the black and white and the color. Yeah.
I just do. But for some reason, this has an effect on me that's almost like dizzy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of assaulting my eyes. Not because
Sorry.
of the way it looks, but maybe because of the size of it or the amount of it. It's a
Also,
little
it's very
disorienting.
colorful.
Woo.
Well, we can go back.
Oh, I
This is black and white in here, so I think.
Oh, no, black and white does it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, the black and white does it too. Oh, wow.
For the remainder of our visit, after a good amount of walking, all of the visual and mental stimulation, we simply took it easy and slowly strolled through the museum. I love the bulbs. They must check them often, right? To see that none of them is going out.
Yes, I'm hungry.
Okay. We are both hungry, which is great. Wow, you need a whole day to be in here.
You know, I don't think I can do too much more than this though myself. I get exhausted. I get overwhelmed or something. I just have never been able to do the museums.
Whoa.
But this one seems to be better than, I think I try too hard when I go to a museum. Reading and learning and doing everything instead of just kind of enjoying the, so that's what I'm doing today. I'm a little bit more relaxed and not caring.
My takeaway from Allison is to simply relax and enjoy the museum. Don't do too much. Don't read too much into it. Just enjoy it.
That's what I'm looking to do too, except with
Cardboard.
the show. There's too many things on it. I got a whole bunch of stuff in there.
What are these made from?
They're wicker baskets picked up in odd, just whatever places, and put them downstairs in the front. Basket materials
You love baskets. Oh, okay. When art looks back at the audience. Museums can be a place of refuge and rest. And that's one of the reasons why I love visiting museums and just taking in the beauty and the creativity and being inspired.
Anyway, I'll figure it
So
out.
pretty.
But I like the back and white. So see, I do have a lot of ideas.
I love it. You seem fired up.
I do. That's what I'm saying. This is great. This is where the wedding was. In October. Right here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was small, of course.
Okay.
It was about 30 people. There was a couple that were older and they'd been married before with kids and stuff.
Oh.
I think this place is closed.
After 2.5 hours of hanging out at the museum, Allison and I went and grabbed some delicious Indian food and then proceeded to her apartment where I immerse myself in even more art that she creates.
That's what I'm saying is I have to make things that I can hang up because it's the only space I have. I'll be getting shelves here and I'm going to cut up all this cardboard.
What a beautiful, wholesome day spent taking in art, beauty, and being inspired. I intended to go by myself and along the way found a friend to go with. If your spirit is ever yearning to do something, just do it. Whether by yourself or with a friend, just do it.